Whew. Okay, I know it's a little late, but there's a reason for that. So let me tell you about that. But first, if you didn't know, it's hot today, and I'm wearing all black, so apparently I must want to pass out in the South Florida heat. So that's my plan for the day. Oh, it's just hot. It's just ridiculously hot. It's like Amazon hot. It's ridiculous. But I digress. Oh, so hey, I'm Lewis Porter Jr., and you're watching me burn and bubble in the heat while doing Transparency Agenda Daily. So, before I get started on today's topic, I just want to let you know, I didn't start my usual spot. So, because I want to make Transparency Agenda faster, because not everybody can watch 25 minutes of this thing that I'm doing, so I decided I'm going to start this. Oh, somebody threw away some couches and a mattress and some other stuff. I've decided that I'm going to start these videos when I'm at my midpoint of my walk. So that kind of forces me to make a much quicker video. It's much shorter. It probably won't be more than 10, maybe 15 minutes tops. You get the information much quicker. I don't have to ramble and go off course, because God knows I can do that easy by myself. So basically what this is one of those moments of, let's make these changes, let's see how this works out. And if it works out, we'll keep doing it. If it doesn't, we'll go back. It's that simple. So boom. So also, I want to thank Michael, Jeff, and Loki for coming to our video on Friday night. It was quite late at night. I had come off of going out to a wine bar testing wines, so I was slightly tipsy, so that makes it more interesting for me. I'm sure a lot of people enjoyed it. Hello, Mr. Glenn. It was a fun time by all. We talked about a lot of stuff. We gave it about an hour's worth of video. You can see it at our YouTube page, or you can see it, I think you can see it also with the links here, but you also can see it our YouTube page, our Kickstarter page. Also, speaking Kickstarter, we are literally, I think, like $70, reaching our 50% mark. So if we want to help out, now's the time. Anything will help could be, appreciated, because we are appreciative of any kind of help that happens, because we're trying to get this thing started and going and getting people more excited. See, Jeff said, yeah, the rest of us were drinking, so it all balanced out. Yeah, that's how it balanced out, so I'm okay with that. Yeah, ooh, it is really hot today. All right, so let me just jump into the topic, because I know that's really what a lot of you came for, because you saw that title and you're like, ooh, that's a good question. So a lot of people are always wondering, like, how much do you charge for PDFs? What's your formula? How do you go? So I'll put some context to it. When I first got started doing PDFs, I did a lot of black and white specific stuff. That's how it was back in the day, or like one color things. So we kept the prices like quite low. So a lot of people's theories at one point was 10 cents for every page you do, which I guess made sense back then, because like we were doing like, 5-page, 6-page PDFs, and we're charging like 99 cents, sometimes, $3 on some, and it just got to a point, it was just, the pricing was all over. So the market itself kind of got to a point of saying, okay, if we're going to do this, we're all got to kind of agree that like 10 cents per page is reasonable. And that was with the black and white pages. And I'm talking like 2002, 2003, 2004. So that's the context. Nowadays, page counts are a lot more. It took me a while to actually, for me to finally become accustomed to charging a lot more. So let me just tell you how we work for our LPJ design. My theory is, if it's full color work, which most of the work I'm doing now is, we charge 25 cents a page. Now we can play with that, mixture when it goes toward a certain limit. But for small PDFs, like if you're a PDF and you're like 32 pages or smaller, we're going to be looking at that 25 cents a page amount, because realistically, it fits to what it really costs us to make, and it's helpful and it's realistic. That's the money we're going to make on this, we're going to either pay back ourselves or the artist. At that level, it's a pretty reasonable amount. And some people are like, well, I don't know if I get enough stuff for the money I pay. Well, that's your own personal choice. But I will say this much: putting out and we put out regular PDFs that are less than $1.50. We do that monthly on several PDFs that we do for LPJ Design, specifically our Infinite Space. These things are usually between 4, 5, 6, 7 pages. So we'll charge you anywhere between, I think the lowest will be like 109, all the way to the highest will be like 179. So it falls kind of within that range. So it's kind of reasonable pricing, reasonable what you expect. When it gets higher than that, that's when it gets complex. So like we do, okay, like for example, we're going to be doing the Kaylathon book that we're going to be releasing soon. I know in my heart the Kaylathon book is roughly about 26 pages. Now, like I said, 26 pages, you could charge easily $5.99 for it, which for me is like, that's a good price. But we got a lot of content out of there from open source stuff. So, okay, we don't have to charge that much because we didn't get that much for it because we got it open source. Also, some of the stuff is stuff we've been using in free content. So there's no cost to that. So this project really cost me was new art, which I'll be using anyway, so not a problem, and some new content that people wrote that we paid them already for. So it's like, okay, how much is this worth? Realistically, to get people interested and like, ooh, what's that? I'm going to put $4.99 on it. Hell, I might even put $5.99. And if I put $5.99, I'm going to do the trick that I told you guys about last week. I'll put $5.99 on it, but then I'm going to put it out for $4.49. $5.99, $4.29, that's a big savings. Is it really? Well, what was I going to put it out for originally? Maybe $4.99. So maybe there's a little savings. Maybe you get it for 50 cents cheaper than what I really would have paid for. But now, I put the $5.99 price on. They see the price at $4.99. They're getting this amazing deal. They will then impulse buy to purchase it. The cover's amazing. The content's interesting. You know, four-armed Scottish rhino men. Sounds kind of weird. Oh, yeah, with pistols and muskets. So people will be like, ooh, what's that? Let me go check that out. So that's kind of the focus. That's how you get people interested. And really, that's what you're trying to do when you get this pricing situation, is get the interest of people. Hey, Troy. Getting the interest of people is kind of the main purpose of doing this. But if they're interested, they might give you money. Realistically, if they're interested, they will give you money. That's just the way it works. Because if you get people interested, they want to find out if it's good. If it's good, you might have a customer for life. If it's bad, you might have upset somebody. And that happens all the time, you know, from one extreme to the other. Some people love stuff, some people hate stuff. Just keep doing stuff. Keep getting work, put it out there, what you got to do. I guess I'll talk about this part too. So a lot of people wonder about the pricing aspect. About the pricing aspect for like when I do stock art. They're like, you know, hey, what's reasonable for stock art? And I've always just come with the feeling for myself that, you know, $1.50, $2 per image is realistically a good price. And some people are like, well, it's too cheap. You've got to charge more. See, here's the thing. Here's the thing that people always forget. Because I'm selling this is stock art, I'm selling it to get as many people to buy it as possible. You want more people to buy it than to have a higher price. People go, well, why is that? That's kind of silly. So here's the quick math problem. I've done it before, so I'll do this quick math problem. What sounds like a better deal to you? Having one product that sells for $100 or 100 products sell for $1? I mean, you're making the same kind of money, right? So it really shouldn't matter, right? But here's the thing. Suppose you lose 10 customers. On the first one, you only have one customer. So you're boom, you've lost your only customer and you are out of business, as they would say. On the other one, you lose 10 customers, you got 90 more to service. So that's the focus you really need to put on when you're doing this kind of pricing. Try to make the pricing as low as possible to get as many people interested. Because price itself is a point of friction that people don't want to give you money. They're like, oh, I don't know. I could use my money for something else. But you make it so low that for them to go, what the hell, I'll pick it up. Because once you got somebody at that point of the, what the hell, you can sell a lot of those. And those probably will, I'll be honest with you, probably will compensate for you instead of selling the one big piece. Like we have tons of artwork in Image Portfolio. Usually the art prices run anywhere between like $8 to $10. That's the regular stuff. That's on my shoulder. Once you know that's the average, and we can do pretty good with that price. Don't let it fool you. Then we do our one single one, or like our single images, like the big ones. We'll charge $25, $30 for those. That's right. One image costing, 10 to 15 times what another image would cost. But also, these images are huge images. They're really big. They're super duper done. They're very, very detailed. They're very unique. And people who want something unique will look at the stock art, but like, for a cover piece, this might be more on my lane, or this might be something I can more afford. Because also, $25 for a cover piece compared to 200, 300, hell, $500 in some cases. That's a good deal. I mean, you got to think about that. I mean, how much money are you saving on that deal? You only have, like I say, you only got a budget of, I don't know, let's say you got a budget of like $100. You need to get a cover image. What are you going to do? You can't afford a great one. You can get a really bad one. But do you really want to get a really bad one? Do you want to get a bad cover image that's going to, tarnish your product? Or are you going to spend a little bit of money, $25, $30, get yourself a good stock art piece of cover, and then use it to help sell your product? I hope you do the smart thing and buy the stock art. I think artists themselves should have been doing this for a long time and still haven't. I mean, I'm always amazed. I sent an artist this weekend about, hey, would you like to do an image portfolio? Here's the description. Da-da. The guy wrote back, please do not send me these kind of ads. And I always think to myself, because I know a lot of artists, and I know artists suffer from a couple of things. One thing, procrastination is very much in their vein. They want to be doing other stuff, not always doing art. They want to be doing other stuff, especially when it's paid art, because, you're not doing creative stuff, you're doing work. And they don't always like that. I believe the sense would be, set up a system where you make money no matter what you're doing. And that money can sustain you in times when you didn't think you needed it or even knew you weren't going to have it. Because if you're a smart artist, I am so pained that I can't draw. If I could draw, I'd be running the industry in art. I tell you that right now. Because first of all, I would release a piece of stock art every week. And I'd have people, and this I kind of even would set it up through Patreon maybe. And I would release something so awesome every week that people had to buy it. And the price point I'd put it at would be like $4. And I would sell at my personal site and everywhere. But boom, one piece of art, $4. But make it a piece that people can't say no to. Because you're going to get people who buy it because they just got to have it. And then you're going to get people who are going to buy it because it's a cool piece of art. They want to use it in something. Then after a while, you're going to get, after a year, you'll have 50, 52 pieces of art. And I'd be like, okay, these art, you got 50 pieces of art, they cost $4 a pop, that's $200. I'll give you the full 52 for $99. $99. People will sign up for that and sell it like hotcakes. But people don't. For some reason, people don't. I don't get that. Enough people don't do that. I don't understand that. You're going to save them roughly about 60%, maybe even 65% of the cost. You can buy it once, get all the stuff, and you'll be good. But not everybody wants to do that. A lot of artists don't do it. I don't get it. I don't understand that part. If I was an artist, that's how I would set it up. And you build your fan base every week. So at the end of the year, those guys would come through with that $99. And there'll be the guys who'll buy, one at a time. And those guys might buy 3 or 4 of yours. Yeah, they might even buy 5 of yours. If they buy 5, that means they've already dropped $20 on you. And you're about to sell them, 10 times as many for another $75. You think they're not going to take it? Please. Ooh, it's hot. It is hot in here. Of course they're going to take it. That's a good price. That's a good price for you. You're going to have, and basically you're developing level pricing. You got low level pricing of $4 that gets you in. People excited about that. Yeah. You got the $99 as a mid-tier price. And that's a mid-tier price. $99 for 50 pieces of art is definitely not a bad deal. I mean, dude, come on, that's crazy. Whew, thank God for going to Target. It's hot outside, so I gotta get myself clean and fresh. Not that I want to be smell funky in the job. So I would do that. And then for a high end, I would maybe do a $40 cover. Because you got guys who bought it at $4. So you already know they're fans. The $40 cover should be amazing. Should be something they go, oh, gee. Something cool that people would want to see on their book. And you sell that. And you do that kind of cover. If you want to be really good about it, you can do it once every 6 to 8 weeks. And you can collect those if you want to. But I wouldn't even collect those. That would be the high price point. Quote unquote. So, there you go. There's some thought processes some stuff to help you with your pricing, some stuff that I think will be useful for you. I hope you enjoyed it. Of course, we still got our Kickstarter going on. Please support us. Like I said, we're almost halfway there, and I think we can make it. I think we're going to get this way before, so we can get some really cool stuff thrown in. All you 5e guys who want to see some cool 5e stuff, we're going to be converting this thing to 5e. So if you want to save yourself some money in the long run, here's the time. See, trying to help you out, but got to get those numbers. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. I'll see you all on Wednesday. You have a good day, and I'll talk to you all later.